From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, the Austin family returns to Walt Disney World, and they stayed off-site. We're going to learn all about their off-site accommodations, what they did, who came with them, what they ate, and would they stay there again. Episode 338 of the Disney Crush Podcast is coming your way. David, I'm going to Walt Disney World this week on Thursday.
Yep. I know there's a big meetup, I think.
There's a big meetup for Dapper Day and Springtime Surprise and somebody's 50th birthday, which was actually last month, but we're going to pretend it's this month.
Yeah, and, it's kind of like you. She just keeps it going on and on like you do. You just drag that thing
I did my birthday.
2 months.
Yeah, I did my 50th birthday 3 weeks early. She's doing her 50th birthday 3 weeks late. So, yeah. And if people don't know, it's our friend Tori Hunt, who's turning 50. Well, she turned 50. It was a block out time for my pass, for my pirate pass. And she refused to celebrate her birthday at Disney without me. Because I love her and she loves me.
The driving force. I
don't know about that, but that's what she said. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what she said. So actually, I did see the blockout dates for next April, and I'm actually quite tickled that it doesn't look like I'll be blocked out for next Dapper Day, like I thought I would, if they hold it on the right weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be careful about that. That's a long way off.
I don't know, because I don't think they're going to hold Dapper Day on Easter.
No.
So Easter, we're blocked out Easter weekend, but the next weekend we're not blocked out. So it'll probably be the next weekend, the weekend after Easter. So I don't think I'll be blocked out next Dapper Day. But anyway.
Just get through this one first, and then you can start worrying about the next one. I mean, you're already on to the next one. I mean, we haven't even started in this one yet.
And the next one is December, the next Dapper Day. We're supposed to be there, Dave. Supposed to be a Crusher event next Dapper Day. I haven't even gotten the time off work yet. They told me they can't give it to me until like September or something. Mm-hmm. So people got their rooms booked, but I might not even be there. But, go have fun without me. Whatever.
Me either. I mean, I'll sit home and have Jomo. Jomo.
You're going to have Jomo this weekend, or you're going to maybe show up for a couple hours?
Oh, for sure have Jomo, because it's supposed to be like 95 there. I'm like, okay,
I know.
I'm tapping out. I'm out.
I've been watching the weather incessantly, and it looked really like it was going to be really nice. Originally, it said it was going to be like 83 on Saturday, and it's like, oh, that's nice. And then it kept creeping up. Like I would check hour by hour, and it would creep up a degree. And now they're saying it's going to be like 94 on Saturday. And Friday is going to be 92. But Friday, I'm going to lay by the pool. I already decided. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a little bit of FOMO just because everybody's going to be there. But I got other things I got to do. We're cat watching for a brother-in-law who's on a vacation. And
anyway, Deirdre's not going to be there. So why would you bother?
Oh, really? She's not? Oh, okay. Well, then I don't need to go.
No.
Forget it. Okay.
But I'm going to be there. David.
Magic. Yes, go for
it. I have a little bit of Facebook.
Oh, that thing. Oh, that thing.
On this week's The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly of Facebook. Bing.
That was a good bing. So this is a question for you, David. I saw this on another website. If they paid you $1 million and you couldn't visit one of the Walt Disney World theme parks ever again, which park would you choose? I think we'd probably choose the same park. So for $1 million, there's one park you can't go to ever again. Don't even try to tell me you wouldn't take the $1 million.
Oh no, I take the $1 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my favorite park selections have changed over the years, so I'm at a little bit of a dilemma. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and even people might say, "How dare you?" But I'm probably gonna say Magic Kingdom.
Well, that's my first thought is Magic Kingdom. The only hesitation I have is that apparently there's new stuff coming, a whole new gigantic land coming. So would I regret that choice? I don't know. But yeah, I guess Magic Kingdom, maybe Hollywood. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know, but I think Magic Kingdom. But if I were to see the future plans and they knocked my socks off, I think it would have to be Hollywood. When I plan a trip, those are the two parks that I am most likely to cut off my trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would at one time said Epcot, but yeah, I've found a different. I don't want to say love because that's a very appreciation for Epcot. Yes,
I have a problem with Hollywood's lack of shade and refuge from the heat. There's really no place to go inside. I mean, the Frozen sing-along, I think, is really, other than quick services, the only way to just get inside.
But see, I don't want to give up Hollywood because I really love Hollywood. It reminds me of California a little bit. It also, the Skyliner's there. You can take the boat over to Epcot.
Right.
You can walk to Epcot. There's a couple things that keep it high on my list.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a good one.
That's a good question, right?
Yeah, I like that question.
We should ask our guests in the future.
Okay, let's do it.
Our friend Karen from the Mickey File podcast reached out to me tonight. Monorail Tales podcast and Mickey File podcast are teaming up to do the Main Street 16. It is an event, not this coming weekend, next weekend, April 25th through 28th. It's like a weekend event, but they're doing one day, which I think is the Saturday, but I could be wrong, where they're riding 16 rides. They're riding 4 rides in each park, and they're raising money for Give Kids the World. So I'm going to put a link on our page so you can go to it if you want to donate to their efforts. They're raising money for Give Kids the World. Yes, Saturday is the ride challenge. Yeah. So, yep. And it looks like they're still looking for teams. If anybody else has a team of 4 people, they want to do it. But it's the rides they have to ride is Big Thunder Mountain, Peter Pan's Flight, Barnstormer, one leg of the Walt Disney World Railroad, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Soarin', Spaceship Earth, and the Seas with Nemo and Friends, Slinky Dog Dash, the Tower of Terror, well, Dave's out, the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and Alien Swirling Saucers, Kilimanjaro Safari, Expedition Everest, Dinosaur, and Triceratops Spin. Those are the 16 rides they have to ride.
Quite a few in there that I would not want to do. Just saying. I mean, I do it for charity, but
yeah. So that'll be next Saturday. Scott, Karen, Rick, and Brandy, I believe, are doing it. So our friend Rick Forbes and his wife Brandy, who did not get the cachapas. This is the thing, going back to when I got the cachapas, I ate the cachapas, Rick ate the cachapas, Deirdre ate the cachapas, and Noreen ate the cachapas. And then we all got sick. Brandy did not eat the cachapas, and Brandy is the only person at that table that did not get sick. So what does that tell you?
Maybe she was sick and she was just asymptomatic.
Whatever. Let me see if there was anything else. I don't know that there was anything else in my Facebook feed this week. I saw, there's a picture of Princess Stephanie. There's my hair. I've been practicing my hair for Dapper Day Dave. It's not going well.
I've seen some preliminary photos of your hair.
Yeah, not going well. So
there is room for improvement, I will say.
Yeah, I'm very excited. My sister is coming to Disney for Mother's Day. She's going to join us at Mother's Day. We're going to do Epcot, actually. We might do Animal Kingdom too, but right now I think we're just doing Epcot. I guess that's it, Dave. I guess that's all I have.
Okay, well, let's talk about what's going on for tonight or today or for this show. Dan and Holly Austin, they went off and stayed off property. So we're going to find out all about that.
I watched the movie Wish this weekend, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Disney Plus. I don't know if you've seen it. I doubt you've seen it. I hadn't seen it. I wasn't jazzed about seeing it. It's Mandy's daughter Avery, who's 6. It's her favorite movie. And I said, well, I'm folding laundry, so I'm going to sit here for the next 2 hours and watch this movie while I fold laundry. So I watched it, and it was cheesy and predictable. But when we got to the end, Rich came in the room at some point during the movie and gave commentary through the whole thing about how cheesy it was. At the very end, he looks over, and what is Tony Ann doing?
Are you crying?
I was bawling. I was crying so hard. And he was like, what are you crying? What could you possibly be crying about with this movie? I was crying. He's like, are you crying because it's so bad? I don't know. I was crying. I mean, not like Coco crying. When you get to the last scene of Coco, I am inconsolable. And it's weird because I'm a hospice nurse, right? And I actually get flack from people about how I can, like, that doesn't affect me, what I do for a living. I mean, it affects me, but it doesn't, like, I can do it. I could go to work and I could do what I got to do. And this is a Disney podcast, so I don't want to get too grim, but I do some grim stuff. And people are like, how do you do that? And I don't cry when I'm doing that. But when I'm watching Coco, you just can't be in the room with me. It's, yeah.
Okay, so don't watch Wish and don't watch Coco with Tony Ann.
You could watch Wish with me. It's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
Coco, you should want to watch Coco with me. It's an experience. It's like going to see Fantasmic with me.
Oh, no.
So I'm going this weekend, and we're going to have dinner at Monsieur Paul, which Deirdre, it makes her crazy to watch blogs on it because people always mispronounce it. But it was funny because I was watching the show Julia, which is about Julia Child's life, and she went to the real restaurant in France and had some of the dishes that we're going to try on Saturday. And then she tried to replicate it. And that's what that whole season was about. She was trying, it wasn't the whole season, but that episode, she was trying to replicate that dish, which I hope to have for dinner next Saturday night.
Okay, interesting. I can't wait to hear the reviews.
I'm excited. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff. And we're going to do on Friday the thing I wanted to do in 2022 in February at G3. I wanted to do make Disney Springs a festival where you go kind of from place to place and try things. And we're going to do that on Friday. So I'm excited about that. We've got Rebecca made a whole game plan. So we're going to go from happy hour to happy hour, trying different things at different restaurants.
Okay.
I'm excited about that because we've been wanting to do that for a couple of years. So, but it's going to be hot. So I may be in a bikini at Disney Springs and everybody will lose their appetites, which just means more for me. So that's good, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a foodie. I don't know.
I know, Dave.
So no, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to leave you guys. You guys can go eat, go drink, and go somewhere else.
Well, I'm gonna spend the morning by the pool. So you should come lay by the pool with me.
I could do that.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. All right. That's about it. Can't wait for the weekend Dapper Day, and lots of people are coming to town. But that's going to have already happened by the time this podcast comes out. So I don't even know I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it all when you get back and have some shows about it.
Yeah. Now, last week we had Danielle who came on and talked about Stand by Skipper, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I've done more research on it, and there's a lot of good feedback to Stand by Skipper. Not just what Danielle reported. I'm seeing a lot on TikTok, Instagram, and other places. And the thing that Mandy told me was, and Danielle kind of alluded to it last week. She's been told in her travel agent circles that if you have a problem with one of your fast passes and you've got to go to a Blue Umbrella, they've been told that if they see that app on your phone, they are not to help you. Just be aware of that. That's very interesting, though. But the Blue Umbrellas were told not to help people who are using Standby Skipper. And that also makes me think that Disney is trying to get rid of it. And so it's coming. But I do look forward to trying it in June. Mandy and I decided we're going to try it in June because we plan to not hit the parks until afternoon. We're going to pool it and have a nice lunch and then hit the parks. So that's our plan for June. So we're going to try Standby Skipper.
Maybe it'll still be around by the time you get to it.
Yeah, I hope so. But $45 for up to 12 people for 7 days. I mean, it's if you're going to pay all that money for Genie, that's a kind of a drop in the bucket after that. So I'm excited to try it. So, all right.
I mean, it's a little bit more added expense, but you know what? It might be
right.
Worth
If you're
it
already
from
doing
what
the Genie. Yeah. So, all right. I think our friends are here. Let me go down and add them.
All right. Well, Dan, Holly, thank you guys so much for joining the Disney Crush podcast. Yeah. We are excited to have you on. Is this the first time you guys? Now we're going to be talking about staying offsite. You guys stayed offsite, and you have stayed offsite before, though.
Just for like a day or two.
Yeah, when we've come in like a day early because of flight prices, or like G3 a couple of years ago, we escaped the blizzard, and so we stayed offsite for a couple of nights until our stay on site started.
Yeah, so this was basically a planned stay offsite, not like one of those where you just kind of have to do it and just fill in time.
Right. Yeah. So we are Vacation Club members, but we are saving our points for Alani because it's a much better use of our points to pay cash to stay offsite at Disney World and then to use our points at Alani. And our points are spoken for until 2025.
Oh boy.
We're always borrowing.
Yes.
Points. We never have enough points.
Our points are gone through next year already.
Well, tell everybody where you guys stayed.
Yeah, so we stayed at the Lake Buena Vista Resort Village and Spa. It says State Route 535. So we don't know the addresses. We just put the name of things, in our GPS.
Right. It's okay. We'll put a link to it let's see how your review is, and then if the review is good, we'll put a link to it on the Friends of the Disney Crush.
There you go.
Basically, we landed on this one because I was looking for a place that my mom came with us, first of all. So there's Dan and I, the 4 kids, and then my mom. So we were looking for a 3-bedroom unit that we could stay in. So we explored like Airbnbs and Verbos, and those just had so many fees and cleaning things. And the fees just kept compounding on those. And it just made them so that it would have been cheaper to stay, like in a moderate resort in 2 rooms. And so but we didn't want to have to stay in 2 rooms. And I found this one. It was a 3-bedroom villa. So it had a king room with an ensuite bathroom, a huge bathroom, big soaker tub, the walk-in shower, huge closet, TV in the main room, the bedroom. Then there was another king room and then a room with 2 double beds in it that shared a bathroom.
Yeah.
All right.
It also had the full kitchen, full dining room with like a big round 6-person dining table, a pretty nice sized living room, and then a balcony. And we paid like $7 extra a night to get fireworks view. And we could see Magic Kingdom. We could see Epcot.
But we were far.
Yeah. No, I know, but still.
It's not like you had the Polynesian fireworks view or something.
No, we did not. But I'm thinking like we've stayed on Disney property so many times and we've never had a fireworks view.
Yeah,
we've never been able to do fireworks.
Right.
Basically, any of the parks that we went to was only about 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
Okay.
each day, which was nice. It was interesting though. The GPS would take us different routes each time. So
all right.
I don't know if that was avoiding a little bit of traffic, but the traffic wasn't too bad. It was right when you turned on the road, 535. There was like 2 sets of lights that slowed you down, but then you were right into the resort. So this resort, I think, is a timeshare resort.
Yeah.
That you can rent, because I think when Holly went to check in, they were trying to sit her down to talk about.
They were. So I checked in at the check-in desk and she was like, "Oh, the hotel concierge wants to speak with you right behind you."
Right.
So she, she was really nice, and she said, "We'll offer you a $150 Visa gift card to listen to a 30-minute, talk about the timeshare here." And I said, honestly, we already belong to Disney Vacation Club. We are not interested. And she was not pushy at all. Yeah. And she just wrote "not interested" next to our name on her little paperwork. And
good.
Nothing more was said of it. They gave us some coupons for some of the things around the area.
But this resort, it has 5 different buildings.
Yes.
2 of the buildings are pretty, they would be considered towers at Disney. There were at least 15 levels. One of the nice things is they did have underground parking, or like covered parking. So that was nice, because there were some warm days, and the vehicle, we had no problem finding parking in our parking garage, like literally 5 spots away from where the elevator was.
Wow.
So
we were in one of the towers that was 15 floors. We were on floor 10, and the first 2 floors of both of those towers were parking garage.
When you get into some of these timeshares, sometimes the parking can be a little challenging.
Right. I mean, even at Disney, the parking's really tough at some of the DVC resorts. So, like you park and you're going to walk a bit.
We walked like 4 parking spaces to the elevator every day.
It was really nice. Wow. I don't know if people didn't realize that there was parking under there or what, but all the outdoor parking was always full. But you go inside and there was like no parking. So, but it was really nice. They had a really good sized convenience store that had a Pizza Hut Express in there if you needed that. They also had an Irish pub that was probably, we didn't get to that, but if you needed something to eat that was a little more than just like a grab and go, you could have done that.
The girl that checked me in said that her favorite burger in all of Orlando was at this pub. And I don't know if that was just her saying that because she worked there.
Right. They had 2 pools. One was kind of a quiet pool, a smaller pool. We did not go to that one.
We are not quiet.
And then they had this, the next pool was it was huge. It was, it was bigger than probably most Disney pools, except for like the big blue pool at the, I would say it was comparable to the size of some of the value resorts pools, because they have those big ones. So they did have a slide there and a pirate ship.
Yeah. They had a full-size pirate ship in there.
Yeah. The slide probably wasn't as good as the ones at Disney. And you had to be 48 inches tall, which was interesting because Simon can do all the slides at Disney, but he couldn't do that one.
So I got Noah's opinion of the slide. He said that the slide is better than Wilderness Lodge. He said it was better than Kidani, but he said it was not better than Alani.
Okay. Nothing's better than Alani, and your kids is mine.
Yes. No, it's not.
the one at Kidani is better than that one.
You think so?
Yeah.
He couldn't remember any of the other.
They had a nice pool bar there that seemed to be pretty active.
Yeah.
And they had some TVs. They had 3 hot tubs that they were pretty full, but you were able to manage to get in those once in a while. So, the swimming situation was good for the kids this trip.
Yeah. So one end of the pool was steps down in, and then the other end of the pool was 0 entry with like these big splash features. So it was almost like a splash area.
Heated.
Yes.
It was nice.
It was heated. It was a pretty deep pool too. It got up to 5 feet?
5 feet, yeah.
Yeah. So I know some of the Disney pools max out at like 4 foot. This was a 5 foot pool.
Yep.
So.
And there was enough space that we were down there during spring break. So there was the high school kids were in there playing football, but you were able to have plenty of room where you felt good with the little kids just swimming around and all that stuff. So, and I thought the rooms were fairly nice. I mean, they could be a little dated, but not that bad. Every bedroom had a TV in it. Everything seemed to work pretty good.
Yeah.
It is. So it was.
the nuts and bolts here. How many nights did you stay and what did you pay?
So we stayed 9 nights. Our total bill was $2,700 for 9 nights. Okay. And that included the resort fees.
So $300 a night for a 3-bedroom unit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. This was kind of, we were trying to go on this trip on a budget to get another trip out of our annual passes without using DVC points. And I think we did pretty good.
And I mean, it wasn't that far off the property. It only took 5 minutes before we were going through the arches. So.
Right. And Disney Springs was really close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was the closest to Disney Springs.
I think it's near where Rich and I stayed. We stayed at the Buena Vista Suites. I think that's on the same street. I think. Okay. And it goes right into Disney Springs, right? Yeah. That road goes right into Disney Springs.
If you know where the old Nickelodeon resort was, that is now like a Holiday Inn resort, it's near there too. Like we stayed there for a 2-night stay before G3. Yeah. But we drove by that on the way to Disney Springs.
So obviously you guys rented a car.
Yes.
They always rent a car though, right? Yeah. Don't you usually?
We do, just because of the car seat situation and
strollers and when you have a giant stroller that you load down with stuff, you don't want to have to take it all apart to get on a bus and hold all the stuff. So it's so much easier just to take it all out and put it in the van, close up the stroller and let it be. But I mean, now that they charge for transportation to and from the airport for 7 of us, I mean, we usually get a pretty good deal on our car rental. It's not that much more compared to transportation. But the one thing we didn't say about the resort, which was kind of like a non-negotiable that I was looking for, was someplace with laundry, because going 9 nights with a family and we're used to DVC rooms. Right. I mean, I was looking for someplace with laundry and it had laundry too.
Yeah.
There was a washer dryer in the unit.
Washer dryer. There was a dishwasher, full stove and oven, full size refrigerator and freezer and ice maker.
So we didn't do a ton of meals in the room, but we did get groceries for like breakfast and all that stuff.
Okay. Who do you use for your groceries, Holly?
We do Walmart curbside pickup.
Okay.
So I placed an order that morning before we got on the airplane to fly down and kind of decided when we would be heading back to the resort. But the nice thing about Walmart is if you make it earlier and you miss your pickup, they'll still let you pick up late. They'll still give it to you. And there was a Walmart, 3 minutes down the road?
It was only 3 minutes because of traffic. It was half a mile.
Well, but if you kind of take the service roads around, it didn't take that long to get to and from the Walmart, and just pulled right in and they loaded it up for us.
Cool. So did you find the traffic? You said the traffic wasn't that bad in the morning. Was it bad at night? Because that was what I found. When I stay off site, I find it's getting back to the room at night is the problem.
And we were usually heading back right after dinner. So it would be anywhere between 5 and 7 o'clock. And so during that time, but it really was only until we got on that last little, it was like a half mile and it was just yellow. It wasn't never, we didn't have any I-4 standstills or anything like that you hear the horror stories about. So, traffic wasn't in the morning. I think we were still up earlier than most. So it wasn't too bad.
Did you eat any place off site or did you stay on site for food?
We did. One day we had a rainstorm for most of the day. So we had to switch our park days. So we lost our Disney Springs reservations for Raglan Road, unfortunately, that we were planning for Thursday. And we ended up giving the kids some pizza over at Pizza Hut. Mm-hmm. We did a quick order there, and then we had leftovers from Ohana and Grand Floridian Cafe. And so we polished off some of the leftovers. The adults did it. So
good.
Yeah, but not too many. Well, we did go to the world's largest McDonald's.
We did.
Oh, well, there you go.
And Noah ordered fettuccine with a McChicken on it and broccoli. Yep. And get this. He said, I think that was better than Tony's Town Square.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, well, it was cheaper than Tony's Town Square, but not that much cheaper. But the most surprising thing I think about that McDonald's is Abby got a pizza, and it's in a brick oven. that
and it was good.
It was good pizza. It had a nice crust, and it was like a thin pizza, but. Yeah. So that was something that they had seen, probably on a reel or something, and they decided. We got there on a Friday, Good Friday, and we decided not to do any of the parks until after Easter because we were thinking that it'd be kind of crowded. So we did a few off-site things the first couple of days, and that was one of them. Get into that McDonald's.
We also went to Icon Park.
Yep.
You go on the Orlando Eye?
We did not go on it, but we kind of walked around and just kind of enjoyed the festivities. And we did some of there was an arcade there, and we did some of the virtual reality stuff and just spent a couple hours there. And
they had something going on for basketball. There were some Orlando Magic players.
Okay.
Doing a competition there. But and there was something for Easter. There was like an Easter bunny.
We never found the Easter bunny.
I found it as we were walking out, but I didn't say anything to the kids.
It's probably your fault.
All the signs were pointing to this lawn, and we were looking for him on this lawn, but it was actually inside the building next to the lawn.
Oh.
So we didn't.
Please tell me that you guys went to some of the outlets, some of the souvenir outlets.
We didn't get to. We went to Disney Springs a lot.
Okay, that's kind of the same thing. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. No, I really wanted to make it to one of the character warehouse stores, but it just did not work out with our trip.
Oh, okay, so like on Friday when we got there, we didn't go into a park, but we had to hit up Geyser Point because that's what we do at the start of every vacation because that's like this is our chill, we're on vacation moment. And then we did Hoop-Dee-Doo review for the first time that we had never done it before. So it was one of those things that we always wanted to do it, but we never were able to get, the reservations that we wanted or the day that we wanted. And we were able to snag that this trip. So, we didn't go into a park, but we were on Disney property like almost that whole day. So we went and did Tri-Circle D Ranch and saw all these things and took a couple of boat rides, just the Magic Kingdom and back just to ride the boat. And we did the first seating of Hoop-Dee-Doo, and I cannot believe that we have never done that before. It is just it's the most fun show. Like Noah literally spit out his drink at one of the jokes. I mean, it's like it was comical what was going on. And
you guys have seen it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that like that was well worth the money.
Yeah, the kids all loved it. I was like, it kept the attention of all of the kids, even Mike.
Wow.
He, Simon, I think, just liked the swivel chairs.
Yeah.
But all the kiddos loved it, and the characters were so good. So we were in, the tier 1. So we were like in the second group of tables from the stage, right?
Yeah, we were closer to the piano.
We were kind of closer over to the piano. But the characters walked by us several times and interacted with the kids and ruffled their hair. And, they did the little parade around, and one of the characters took Micah's hand and walked him around. But it was so
great.
Good. So
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's really amazing. Really good. If you haven't seen it, you need to do it.
Yeah. And it's fun for everybody. I mean, the grandparents that I saw there were yucking it up, parents, kids, all ages. It's a good experience.
Even the teenagers that were like too cool for school, they were having fun. Yeah.
Did you guys do any public subs by any chance?
No. So we went to go to Publix, Dave, and they're closed on Easter.
But it was Easter, so
okay. We'll give you a pass on that one then. Okay.
I didn't know they were closed on Easter. We drove up and we're like, why is the parking lot so empty?
This isn't busy at all.
Oh, it's Easter.
This is gonna be great. We're gonna get right in and right out.
They're one of those places that really, for their employees closes for holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is refreshing. That's refreshing. Yeah.
We had a good Easter. My aunt and uncles live about an hour and 15 minutes south. So they knew we were in Orlando, but they weren't expecting us to show up at their church that morning. So we had Easter celebration with them, and we were like, we got to get back. We have reservations at the Grand Floridian, but no, we ended up at their house and at their table for lunch. And it's like, okay. So, but we had a good time there. And then we met up with Scott and Karen at the Grand Floridian and checked out all the Easter eggs. And
that was a first for us. We'd never seen the eggs before.
It was good. So, and then we did Grand Floridian Cafe, which, you know, I know that's your burger place, Dave, or used to be your burger place.
Used to be.
That burger that they have on there now it's not.
Where did you say you had a better burger? You ate a better burger somewhere, and it was a quick service place.
It was just, you know, they were
Connections.
trying to, the burger at Connections.
Oh, that blue bistro blue
burger,
whatever. The French
Yeah, that one I thought was better than the signature burger at Grand Floridian. Yeah. So I wish I could try that thermal burger.
That lobster thermidor was a really good burger. But you know, Connections has really been coming up on our list and other friends of ours list lately too. We just kind of just dismissed it, not really thinking about it too much. And then lately we've been really kind of hitting it, and man, we've been really, really pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah.
So.
You know, the first time we went there, we just went there for the kids to get their kids meal, and then like we snacked a little bit off it. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. On the Epcot day, we ended up getting our own food, and it was great.
And the kids meal's huge. I mean, you will order that, and you get it as an adult, and a slice of pizza, a drink, and 2 sides for like $7.99, and the pizza's huge.
Yeah, Tony Ann talks about the pizza there. We've had it there several times.
And if you get the adult meal, it comes with 2 slices, and you could give each kid 1 slice. Yeah. So that works too.
But I don't know. We took our kids to Ponte Pizza. Pizza
Ponte.
And they ate all their pizza.
Abby ate an entire slice.
That's a big slice of pizza.
It's a big slice of pizza.
We hit that just because of you, Tony Ann. Noah was like, we have to go to Pizza Ponte. So we did, and it was a winner. We almost made it back the second day, but Noah was dying to try deluxe burger.
Yeah, he went.
Okay.
We had to finish off all the leftovers the last day, and he didn't come out of his room, so he got the deluxe burger. So.
All right. So, Holly, I know one of the things that you were concerned about when you were looking for an offsite resort was that you really, really, really like those early extra magic hours, that half hour in the morning. And this resort did not offer that. So how did you manage rope dropping in the later, without your half hour jump on the crowds?
It was hard. I mean, when they switched up the early morning hours, and you used to get that full hour at certain parks every day, and then they made it 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, that's not really that big of a deal. When the first time you don't have it, you realize that it really is a huge deal. So we didn't do the marquee attraction, I think, in any of the parks, right?
Oh, we did Cosmic Rewind
because we missed virtual queue.
When we went to Animal Kingdom, Avatar was already over 120, and it never dropped.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to do a Flight of Passage or anything, but we did do other things that we normally might skip. So we hit up Everest early. We got on to Kilimanjaro real quick. So that was good. Magic Kingdom, we kind of just started in Adventureland and knocked out some of that.
Yeah, because Adventureland is not part of the early entry anyway, so we just started there with all the other.
I think the biggest impact was probably Epcot.
Yes.
Because we had to, it was also the Thursday after the rain day, so I think everybody pushed their days back. So it was a super busy day. But we didn't get the Ratatouille, we didn't get the Frozen. We did
we rope dropped Soarin'.
So that made sense, because by the time we were released to go to the Frozen and Ratatouille, we were already over 2 hours. Ratatouille had a 3-hour line at some point, and Imagination with Figment had over 50 minutes at some times. But we did other things like the kids love the Moana walkthrough, so we did that during the day and at night. They love just playing on the playground, which drives me nuts. Where we pay for them to be in a park, but they played on the playground for an hour, and so Epcot was a little bit, but the biggest, I think, change for us, Hollywood Studios, we did not step foot in Galaxy Edge or Toy Story Land.
Right.
Wow.
We did Mickey and Minnie's, and then it was like a show day.
Yep.
We did all the shows, and they were entertained, and we were there. That was one of the later nights that we had.
Yeah, because our dinner was a later dinner that night, right?
Yep.
Oh, no, we had the early dinner, but then we did some stuff after.
Right. So, so it did, like, it does prevent you from probably getting one of those, because we didn't buy Genie Plus with 7 people, and most days it was over $27.
Wow. The Magic Kingdom and the All Park were pushing 40. They were like $37, $39.
Yeah. So we didn't do those. And the only reason we did a Lightning Lane and Cosmic Rewind is because we might have missed the virtual queues.
Slept? What are you, crushers or something?
No, we just were distracted.
We were up. We were making breakfast. We were talking, and I was like, it was like 7:10. I'm like, did you get the virtual queue? And he's like,
what time is it?
Oh, no.
He had a minor meltdown moment.
Yeah, so I bit the bullet there.
Yeah.
All right.
For us that goes, we go more than once a year. So it was fun to do some of the other things. Like, it had been a long time since we had done Indiana Jones or seen Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
For some of the kids, that was the first time they saw it.
I think the biggest thing was that my mom was traveling with us, and we wanted to just try to make sure that she was getting the value out of her 5-day ticket that was the same cost as our annual pass.
Yeah.
So because of our dates, it didn't work out with that, new ticket deal they had. And we were doing 5 days in a park, not 4. So,
but it does stink when you stand there and watch all the people walking.
It does.
Because we were still at the parks pretty early, and we were like near the front of the line for rope dropping while we watched everybody else with their early entry.
Right. But the one thing I will say is I felt like entering the park was a little less chaotic.
Okay.
For all of the parks except for Epcot, because I didn't feel like we were waiting in a big corralled area. At Epcot, they corralled us, before Spaceship Earth. You couldn't go even up to Spaceship Earth. But at all the other parks, you could kind of go in a little bit. Hollywood Studios, you couldn't get through. But so just Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, I guess.
So, we did miss that. But the weird thing is the Saturday before we left.
Yes.
It was bizarre how light the crowds were at Magic Kingdom. We actually got there later than regular entry. That was our latest arrival day.
Yeah.
And it was 45 minutes after they let the whole park in, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train only had a 35-minute wait, and it was only 20 minutes to get on it. And we had we prepared ourselves, and we harnessed our expectations. So we got on pretty much everything we wanted to do. We did Magic Kingdom two times this trip that we wanted to. Tuesday it was extremely busy there, but we were lucky that we ran into Pat and Sandy Collins.
Was that the day they wouldn't let people hop?
That was Thursday.
Yeah. But, Pat had a DAS pass that they were able to add us to. So we were able to do Small World because he wanted to ride something with Simon.
Yeah.
And then he got us on Space Mountain, which had a huge wait too.
Okay.
So that, when they went to add us to the DAS pass, we've never had any experience with DAS pass whatsoever. We don't have any reason to. Right. But Sandy was like, let us help you out a little bit. Pat wants to ride these things. He doesn't have anybody to ride these with. And
Sandy won't ride with Pat on Space Mountain.
So we went to talk to guest services, and Sandy was just explaining to the girl, and the girl's like, well, how many in the party are you going to add? And I said, well, there's 7 of us. But Micah didn't have a ticket. So really it was just 6 of us. And she was like, typically it's only, 6 total?
It's 6 total, but you can have, see, the thing is, you can have more than 6 people on it. Only 6 people can ride. So it might be different people.
Yeah.
Like maybe different people are going to go on Space Mountain than are going to go on, Mine Train or something.
But they added us all, and we were all able to ride Small World together.
We are not the reasons they're changing.
No. But I think that was the only ride that we all did, because
that's the thing that I'm not getting a clear answer on is for when you bump into your friends when you're in the park, will you be able to add them at the Blue Umbrella? Because right now they're saying you have to do everything online. So I don't know you don't know how many times we bump into somebody in the parks.
Sure.
Like somebody shows up and we're like, oh, we're going to go ride Remy. Let's, come with us. And that'll stink if we can't do that anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just not having that extra half an hour made the trip a little bit different. The way we toured the parks a little bit different. Were there some things we missed out on? I mean, I would have loved to have shown my mom Ratatouille. I don't think she rode Frozen with us last time because she slept through our Akershus reservation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she missed that.
Yeah, she missed that. So she's never ridden Frozen even.
But she doesn't know what she's missing.
She doesn't know what she's missing. But I think those were the two big ones that I was kind of missing out on a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have enough time regardless because, I mean, I didn't even get into World Showcase besides Canada.
No, he didn't.
So, and you guys were walking around. We were kind of doing all the other stuff. So with Flower and Garden going on, they have all those other things to see, like the Butterfly House and all that. So,
yeah.
Well, what's some of the stuff that you guys, I know you did the Hoop-de-Doo review. That's the first time you've done that. Was there anything else that you guys did for the first time?
So we took the kids to Tom Sawyer Island, which was their first time over there. And they loved that, that was good because they were able to run off some energy and all that. So we probably spent maybe half hour, 45 minutes, and they could have probably gone another, if it wasn't for a dining reservation, they could have gone for
a little bit longer.
A lot longer there. We tried a couple of restaurants. Grand Floridian Cafe was our first time there. It was okay for us.
And the only reason I made that reservation was because we wanted to go see the Easter eggs. So I wanted to people to park. But we also, we were going to try Citrico's, and then we're like, I don't know if the kids are going to eat here and for the price that it costs. So we just did Grand Floridian Cafe instead. And it was okay.
Yep. We did Le Cellier. That was okay. For a signature restaurant, I don't know if it's signature.
I know what you mean.
But it was nice to try it, and we tried some of their new items. I guess I was mistaken with some of the things that they changed, and I guess they had changed it for a while. But but that was okay.
Yeah, we did Tony's Town Square, but we had done that before. We did that on our honeymoon. 12 years ago, but the kids had never been there, and it wasn't
as good as McDonald's.
It wasn't as good. No. Noah said that the sauces were a little bland, which I thought was a little harsh. I don't think they were that bland. Yeah. The chicken parm was fine. But that was the most expensive thing I think you could get was the garlic bread with the cheese sauce was good.
Yep.
Everybody says that. Yeah.
And the mozzarella stick was
the foot-long mozzarella sticks were good.
Yeah. But it was interesting. It was like the appetizers came out real quick. Yeah. And then we waited quite a bit for
that stinks, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
It was, Dan said after we left, he goes, I felt really rushed, but I felt like it took a really long time.
But, that was, we won't go back there.
No. Okay. We did a lot of Disney Springs time. Usually Disney Springs is like, if we have time, we'll make it there. And we never do. Or we're there for just, an hour or so. But we carved out time for Disney Springs this time. And
we went to Salt and Straw, and that'll be a last time. I thought that was the biggest ripoff of. We have a local ice cream place here called Dolph, and they give you like half a gallon in your small cup of ice cream.
Wow!
It's all homemade. It's a dairy, and
I was like, all right, guys, we'll get a scoop, and it's literally like half a scoop, and I'm like, I can't have 4 kids share that. Right. And so I said, okay, we'll go the next size up, and they were like $7.25, and I was like, I'm in Disney Springs. So, they had it down in about 3
they got you.
It did not take long at all. But so I don't know if we do Salt and Straw again.
But Disney Springs, we had never actually spent any time in like the new end of Disney Springs.
Right.
Like, between the old marketplace and Cirque du Soleil. Yeah. Like we had we had never spent any time in that area. So we did like We did the Coca-Cola
that was
store. The kids tried that float flight.
Yep.
Nice.
Which was fun.
They did the M&M experience.
The M&M
which they really
experience.
Like that, putting their faces on M&Ms. That was an overpriced experience, but they love it.
Yes, it is.
So
they had gift cards
They had
spend,
gift cards,
so.
and that's what they wanted to do for their souvenirs. So
we went down to Summer House and got lots of cookies to try.
The cookies were good at Summer House. We went in the Gideon's. We didn't have to wait that long at Gideon's.
Which was nice.
And that was the first time for most of us. You had been in Gideon's before, but the rest of us, it was our first time in there.
So what cookies were better, Summer House or Gideon's?
I really liked the Summer House cookies.
Okay.
I like cookies in general, but I loved the lemon cookie at Summer House.
Yeah.
Oatmeal scotchies are like one of my all-time favorite
that
cookies, and that was a good cookie.
But the peanut butter swirl from Gideon's was also really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either. I'm going to say try both.
Okay.
We're not gonna discriminate. We like them both. I couldn't get the kids to do the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Really? They didn't want to do it?
No, but it could have been because like the one day we were there, it was like struggling to stay.
There was a lot of wind.
Well, they won't go up if it's windy.
Yeah.
They won't go up if it's windy.
Yeah, so there
was a lot of wind on our trip.
Yeah.
How would you guys rate this trip? Because I know you guys been to Alani, and you can't compare it to that. Okay,
No.
we'll just forget that. But how would you guys rate this trip?
It was probably one of the, even though we had a rain day, it was probably one of the best weather trips that we've had.
For sure.
It was the days that it was warm, it wasn't too warm, but then after that rain day, it got like mid 70s and breezy, and it was just beautiful. I think the pace that we did this trip was one of our better ones, where we did what we wanted to do at the parks. We weren't breakneck speed everywhere, and then the kids got to swim every night, and they were thrilled with that.
Good.
So we kept them happy that way.
Yeah.
Everyone stayed relatively healthy this trip. So usually, somebody gets sick on one of our longer trips. So that was nice.
Yeah.
So it has to be, I think the G3 that we went to was really cool because of being with the whole big group.
Right.
Besides that one, this was probably the best trip that we've been on other than Alani.
That's great. Would you go back to the Buena Vista Resort and Spa?
Yeah, if we needed an offsite resort, I would go back there. Yeah.
Only if I'm out of points.
Yeah, only.
Right. I know.
You definitely don't feel like you're in the Disney bubble. And I didn't mention, but they do have transportation to and from the parks. They only transport to Epcot and Magic Kingdom. Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom. I think it was. There were 2 parks that they transported to and 2 that they did not. Right. It's just a big unmarked charter bus. They give you a sheet of paper. You have to go online and schedule that or reserve a spot, but it is free. They used to require payment, but it's back to being free again.
And
those are usually limited, right? The times, I
didn't try to do it, but they also do SeaWorld, Universal, and the 2 Disney resorts. But they also are ADA accessible with that and things like that. So,
and the hotel was relatively quiet, and I know there was more kids there because we saw them in the pool. So, I don't know if it's because we had like an end unit with the fireworks view. But we never heard anybody else. That might be because we were so loud, but
could be.
But I mean, it was a nice. I mean, I never really noticed any trash anywhere. I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
The shower water temperature.
All the water temperatures were kind of weird.
Stay regulated. You would get it where you would want it, and then all of a sudden you would be scorching yourself, and then you have to turn it down a little bit more. But then you get the soap in your hair, and then you have to turn it and try to fight the turn. So that was the only thing was probably water.
Oh my God.
And I'm really
pressure was good.
Yeah,
just temperature was.
That's weird.
And I'm really picky about the temperatures I wash clothes on, and the washing machine was hooked up wrong. And so like when it was doing a cold rinse, it was actually scalding hot water that was coming out. So I could get the temperature. If I set the water on a hot wash, it would be cold water washing, but then there was no way to change the rinse temperature. So it was just scalding hot water. So every time the rinse cycle came on, I'm like dumping ice cubes into the washing.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
So that it doesn't like destroy her.
Well, at first she was taking a cup of ice every time walking back and forth. I'm like, take the whole tray.
I was like, this is a first. But when I checked out, I was like, I'm not going to mess with this on our stay because I'm going to do, 3 or 4 loads of laundry. But when I checked out, I let them know. She's like, oh, thank you for telling us. No one's ever told us that before, but I'll send someone up to look at it. But I mean, we called down. They don't do housekeeping. It's like Disney.
Right.
You have to pay extra because, it's a villa unit. But we called down. We needed more toilet paper at one point.
Just a necessity.
Yeah, we needed. It didn't have a cookie sheet in the room, but we were trying to make bacon in the oven. We called down. He's like, "Yeah, we'll send one right up," and it was right up. I never really saw housekeeping in the hallway or anything, but they did a little Easter egg hunt for the kids on Easter Sunday.
Nice.
The Easter bunny was there.
Well, I think you guys need to change it up next time. You guys have been to Alani, you've been to all these places, been to, so many trips together. It's time to leave the kids home with grandma, and you guys go by yourself.
It would be an interesting trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would definitely, we would get a lot more done, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
Or nothing. You'd sit in a lounge with your friends.
We did. I did get to lounge, Tony Ann. I got to lounge at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yeah.
You did. Okay.
I lounged. Dan, what took the kids?
I wanted to see the new Star Wars.
Star Tours.
Oh, yeah. Yes. With the new scenes.
The new scenes. Yeah.
So my mom and I went to Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge.
Nice.
With like a 7-minute wait.
Well, I texted her. I said, why aren't you going to Baseline?
And I was like, oh, I forgot about Baseline. I never get to do this. So we finished at Hollywood Brown Derby and we went over to Baseline.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll make a crusher out of her if it's the last thing we do, Dave.
This is what these people do.
That's it. See, we've been trying to tell you guys.
I had my margarita flight and I had my charcuterie board.
Wow.
Nice.
It was really nice.
And I was refereeing the kids in the line.
He was waiting an hour to ride Star Tours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a 40-minute posted wait. It was like 75.
That one always gets me. That one, a lot of them, if they say it's 30 or 40 minutes, it's usually about 20. But for some reason, that one, it's always a little over for some reason. They over it.
I think Rock and Roller Coaster too.
Yeah, Rock and Roller Coaster is another one, right? So how was the new scene, Dan? How was the new?
It was confusing to me because, at first you get an old scene. So you get 2 scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
On most of these. So at first it was an old scene. And I was like, they told me it was a new one. And then there was a transmission from Andor. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get something Andor. I really wanted the flying whales. But then all of a sudden we were with Ashoka and the flying whales. So I was like, oh, good. I was just confused because
that's weird.
Well, I think the transmissions are different in between the old and the new, but all the new ones that I've seen that anyone's posted have been the flying whales. But they tell you not to record, so I didn't record anything. But I've seen recordings on YouTube, and they've all been the flying whales. But it's fun. It was what I wanted it to be, so.
Yeah. Good.
It was good.
That's one of Simon's favorite rides. He rode that for the first time at Disneyland. He was finally tall enough, and he adores that ride.
And Soarin'.
Soarin' and Star Tours are Simon's speed.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Don't put that kid on the Barnstormer though.
No. Oh no.
Micah did the Barnstormer this time.
Yeah, that was another first.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think, so most of our points are allotted to Alani this Thanksgiving. And then I think we really want to try Epic Universe when that opens up.
Okay.
And so I think we're going to go over and try Universal and probably stay in one of their deluxe so we get that. Hopefully they're going to do the Fast Pass.
Yeah, the Express Pass.
Epic. I don't know if they will or not, but... Mm-hmm. That way, then we can get some points built up again. And trip back out.
So maybe by 2027, we'll get to hang out with Dan and Holly.
I know, right? I know. Did you guys get any material for your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, they've been posting.
Yeah, we had a video out every night.
Thanks, Dave.
He was just setting it up. He's already
set up.
Yeah. So check out the Austin Family Adventures.
You don't know, the teddy bear always has that on in the RV.
Yes, the teddy bear watches the Austin Family Adventures 6.
Absolutely.
So tell everybody where they can find you.
So they can find us on the Austin Family Adventures 6 on YouTube, Austin Family Adventures 6 on Facebook, and Austin Family Adventures on Instagram.
I didn't even know we had an Instagram.
We have an Instagram.
Wow.
I have fallen off the wayside on posting, but I need to get back on it. But yeah.
So we mainly do Disney, but like we were in the totality of the eclipse, so we have an eclipse video out there.
Nice.
And we went to Fan Expo in Cleveland for the first time, so that was interesting. So,
that was interesting.
But most of it is basically, we're kind of recapping our travels and all that stuff. So it's more for us than you guys.
It's our digital photo album. Because nobody prints pictures anymore, so that's how we print our pictures. So we put them on YouTube.
That's good. You'll have it when your kids are older and yep. And David, are we ready to say goodnight?
I guess so. I don't want to. This has been exciting. I
know.
It's like I was there with them.
Yeah. We got on a little late. Am I going to hear a good bing when we listen?
He did bing. Okay. Yes.
All right. We had some discussions with people about the Bing quality.
Oh, okay. So I know.
We ran into Amanda Bond when we were at Ohana and talking to Bryson.
Yeah, Bryson has been very critical of your Bings, Dave.
Yes. So we do appreciate a good Bing here and there.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We appreciate it, and glad to hear another Family Austin adventure. So this has been really cool. Tony Ann, anything else?
I don't think so. We'll have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about next week because I'll be at Disney this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait to follow along on your trip. I hope you have a good time.
I hope so.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this week's Disney Crush podcast. So until next week, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I think that's it. All right.